All right, so today I'm going to be ranking and kind of predicting how good each rookie quarterback's first season is going to be. Now, this is just their first season, not like their first 3 year, their entire career. I'm just kind of ranking or predicting how good the first year will be. Also, I'm sorry for another tier list. I'll start making actual content again soon, but I suffered a concussion recently in state championships, and I'm just really bored of laying down all day, so I figured I'd at least just do something. So let's just jump right into it. So with Bo Nix, I think that he's going to have a good first year. A lot of people are hating on him, but I think that Sean Payton is the right fit for him. And I think the Broncos actually have a solid roster. A lot of people are forgetting that this is a team that went 8-9 last year. And with an offense that didn't make many changes, other than you're losing a center who was just average anyways. And you're also getting rid of Russell Wilson, who some people saw as the problem. I think that there's no reason to sit here and dump on Bo Nix and saying that he's going to be terrible and he's in a bad situation, because truly he's not. So next up here we have Devin Leary, and he did get drafted to the Ravens, but I think that when he is in, he's not going to be that good. I think that he might show some flashes, but overall he'll be bad. He's not going to start or anything. He might not even be the second string on the Ravens. I believe they lost Tyler Huntley. But I believe that when he's in, he'll be all right, but he's not going to be crazy good or anything. And he might show a flash here or there, but he's just not going to be that great. Now, Caleb Williams should be the rookie of the year for quarterbacks. And if he's not, I think that's a little disappointing. Now, everyone's going to struggle their rookie year. And I think the Bears roster, especially on the offensive side, is really overhyped. People will, when they're talking about it, they'll say like top 10 running back. I don't think Swift is. They also will sit there and like include Herbert as a weapon on the offense when Khalil Herbert isn't that good or anything. But I really think that the Bears offense is a bit overhyped, but it is still good. And I think that Caleb Williams should succeed there, unless the offensive coordinator, I know they fired their old one, but unless their offensive coordinator really struggles and kind of sells the offensive side of the team this year. Now, I think that I don't think the Patriots are a good team at all. And I think that's really what's going to hold Drake May back this first year. So I'm going to put him into solid but struggles. I think that he needs some fine-tuning in his game a bit. But I just think that this Patriots team is really bad. And I don't think that that's going to help him whatsoever. I think that he could potentially be one of the quarterback rookie of the year candidates if he were to be on like the Vikings, for example. But I just don't think that the Patriots are a good enough team at the moment for him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he even sat the first half of the season, just because they have Jacoby Brissett and he can definitely try to lead the charge for the first half to let Drake May sit and kind of learn the NFL. Now, Joe Milton was picked later in the draft. The Patriots actually also drafted him, and he will be the third string on the Patriots most likely. And I think that if he does see the field, he's not going to be good like at all. I just think that he has a cannon, but really that's it. So you could put him into some flashes, but that's really all I think he has going for him. Maybe a little bit of mobility, but he's nothing special. I don't think that he's going to do much if he were to see the field, and that's if he does. I truly just don't think he will. But I just think that he's not a very good player, and I kind of hope I'm wrong, but obviously he's not the plan for the Patriots or anything. I don't know what my dogs are doing, these are just drafted quarterbacks. Obviously some guys were picked up after the fact. But next up, we're going to do Michael Pratt. I actually think that if he sees the field, he'll be very solid. Obviously, he'll struggle a bit. He was a 7th-round pick. But I think that if he does see the field, which would be an injury to Jordan Love, I really could see him being the QB number 2 for the Packers this upcoming year. But I think that when he sees the field, he'll be actually very solid. I think it's a good pick for them in the 7th round to get a guy who can end up becoming a pretty good backup quarterback in the league, at least in my opinion. But I think that Michael Pratt will be solid when on the field. He won't see the field too much, but if he does and when he does, I think that he's actually going to be very solid. Now, up next, Jayden Daniels. I think that he'll actually have a pretty good rookie year. I think that Washington is a bit better than the Patriots. I think that their O line is just a little bit better, and I think that Washington does have the better weapons too. That includes, Eckler as a running back. Obviously, he's a little old, maybe kind of washed, but I think that he's still solid. You've got Terry McLaurin. I believe they signed another receiver too. But I think that Washington will be a solid situation for Daniels. I don't think he's going to be elite or anything, but I think that he will be solid. And I think he'll be good. But so Jordan Travis up next. I think he'll. I wasn't very high on him, but I do like the pick of the Jets though. I hope that kind of makes sense. But I think that he'll be solid, but I think that he will struggle quite a bit. Um, he's not going to be in much unless Aaron Rodgers tears something again, or even if he just gets a minor injury. I assume the Jets have someone else right now signed too. I can't really think of it right now. But I think that he'll be solid, but he will struggle when he is in. Obviously, he's coming off of that big injury that held him out for the last week or a couple weeks of Florida State season. But I think that he'll be solid when he's in. I think that he could definitely become like a fringe starter in the league, or maybe a little bit more of a valued backup. But I think that he'll struggle a bit when he's in. I think that he will play pretty solid overall, though. And I think that McCarthy's first year, he'll be solid, but I think that he will struggle a bit. The Vikings are a good team, though. But I think that, he'll show a lot of flashes. He'll be solid. I think like he's right in the middle between good and solid tier. But we'll put him in the back end of the good tier. I just think that he'll be all right. He's not going to be great this rookie year, but I think that he'll be good enough for the Vikings. But I think that there will be a little bit of struggle there, but I still don't think he's going to be bad or anything this rookie year, and I think he'll be solid overall in his career. Up next is Spencer Rattler. I think that he'll struggle a bit when he is in. Honestly, I'll put him in this tier. I do think that Rattler can become maybe the Saints QB of the future in 2 or 3 years. But I think that when he's in this year, he'll show a lot of flashes. Like, I'd put him above Devin Leary. I could even put him like right in this middle tier here. I feel, back end of solid, top end of some flashes, but bad overall. I think that he'll be good. He'll be all right. But he's just not going to be great. He'll show a lot of those flashes, but he's not going to be special this first year, even though I could see him becoming very solid in the future for the Saints and overall. Now for the last quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., I think he'll be solid, but I think that actually I'll put him in the good tier. I'll put him up here. I think that he will be good overall when he does see the field this year if he has to. But I think that he definitely should go in the back end of this tier, even below McCarthy. But I think that he's just not going to be too good. Well, he's not going to be great. He'll still be good when he sees the field, but he's not going to be elite or anything. But I think that I don't hate the Falcons pick. I just think 8 was a little high. But if you think he's your guy, then you go get him. Like, same thing with the Broncos. They think that Bo Nix is their guy. So they went out and got him, and I really do like the pick. But I think that Penix Jr. just didn't make as much sense for the Falcons to do. But I still think he'll be solid this rookie year. And I do have hopes for him.